What? Yeah. Well, hey there, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight. We are out here at I forget the name of this dog park, but we're here. And since the last time I've been here, which was I think last fall, they replaced their porta potties and there's this little utility building with some actual restrooms, which is kind of nice. I pulled up and I was like, this looks different, but yeah, it looks like they repaved this area. Maybe we'll be putting some grasses down or something, but yeah, they've actually added some legitimate restrooms. But the little thing up here with the information regarding the park, we'll have the name of it because I forget. But yeah, hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Hope you're having a good day. Make sure to leave in the comments how you're doing. Oh, it's Bear Creek Greenbelt, duh. So yeah, we've been all up and down and around and through here before. On a number of occasions. I used to come over here a lot more when I didn't live in Golden, but now that we have little trails and nice walks right out the back door, we usually go and do that. And if I want to get Apollo near water, we just go over to Clear Creek right there in Golden, so he can get his little paws in the water. But we might have a potty break here in a second. I'm feeling it. I love that he does it right at the start usually. It's very helpful. Go potty. Go potty. Okay, we just got to throw this away. But the reason we're over here is one of the pet stores that has things for Apollo is called Pets and Stuff. Pets and Stuff. And it's about 4 minutes from here. And it's actually a little bit closer than either of the ones I typically go to. I didn't realize that they carry the type of dog food that Apollo eats, the Simple Food Project. I didn't realize that they sold at that store. So I usually don't go there unless I'm really looking for something in particular. But we were just browsing the aisles today, and they had it. So I was like, ooh. And their pricing is maybe a couple bucks cheaper than where I get Apollo's food normally. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to start coming here. So, because they have so much of everything else. That's usually where I know I can find his organ-filled tracheas, which we got. A lot of the stores that we go to have been out of either beef or bison or elk kneecaps, raw, frozen. That's usually what I give him as a treat, usually once a week, maybe a couple a week to keep his teeth clean, and he loves them. But so many stores have been out of them recently, and they had them. And the only thing that they don't have, which I'm okay with, I guess, is I haven't seen any salmon oil there, or MCT oil, or green-lipped mussel powder, and mushroom powder. Those are all the little supplements that Apollo gets. He'll get mussels, a mushroom blend, and MCT oil, and salmon oil. So salmon oil is good for his coat and for his skin. MCT oil is good for brain function and joints. Mushroom is good for mental clarity and mood. Green-lipped mussel is really good for joints. And is that it? I forget. Anyway, there's a reason for all of it. He also gets sprouted seeds, and those are really good for digestion. And I have to go to a specialty store for those. But one bag lasts us a year, so I don't really have to worry about it too much. But anyway, so Yeah, so we went there because originally I was just wanting to get him some bones because we're celebrating his birthday technically all week. His birthday was February 23rd. Today's the 28th. And I got him some treats that day, and we went to the open space. But he's having a little birthday party tomorrow where Dune and Maverick and Tally, which is Spencer and Katie's dog, they're all coming over. And Jeff and Laura are coming. They don't have a dog, but they're coming because Jeff's kind of his second dad. So they're all coming over tomorrow. We're going to go to the dog park. I got Apollo a cake. And then we're going to walk into downtown Golden as a big group. So we're doing that. So I wanted to get treats for the dogs too. So I got some freeze-dried whitefish and some other stuff. And yeah, so I was just getting him some birthday stuff. So while we were there, there's a rep there from a brand called Nutrisource, which they have some good dog food, but it all has synthetic supplements added to it. So I don't feed Apollo food that has any synthetic additives. So the guy was talking to me. He's like, well, I mean, they are supplements that are added, but we get them all from like US, Canada, or France, and yada, yada, yada. I was like, no, that's totally cool. I mean, it looks like great dog food, but I try to avoid any supplements. Like whatever he needs, I want it to come from the raw food that I can see. So if he needs like vitamin C, then I want to see some cranberries and blueberries in there, you know? He's like, oh, I totally understand. And I told him what I was feeding Apollo, and he's like, oh, that's really pricey. And I'm like, yeah, but he's my boy, you know? Get in there. Get in there. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Is that cold? I bet you that's cold. Oh my goodness. He was like, oh, that's quite a pricey brand. I'm like, yeah, but, you know, it's worth it. I love him, and look at him. He looks good. So I was like, I don't mind spending the money, but they do have a freeze-dried raw, come on, a freeze-dried raw formula that looks a little bit nicer, but it still has, he gave me a sample pack, so I might give it to Apollo as treats while we're on this walk. That looks nice. It still has like vitamin D supplement and some other stuff that I don't normally like to give Apollo, but I was like, I'll take your little sample pack. He was being pretty insistent. And then I went to go look at, he was very nice though, very nice. Like we had a good conversation. He wasn't being judgy. Whoa, easy. You pull me down the mountain. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Come on. Go. Go. Good boy. Okay. You're gonna hurt yourself. He always does this around water. I mean, he does it all the time, but especially if there's water around, he's like, woo! Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Come on. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Apollo. Get in the water. Go on. Get in there. Go on. Get in the water. Go on. Okay, we're done. We're done. Calm down. You crazy boy. Oh my goodness. He's such a crazy boy. I love him. Anyway, it was a really good conversation. And it was kind of nice to talk to someone that's like a total dog food nutrition nut. I mean, of course, he's there representing a specific company, but usually I don't get to get in the weeds about formulations and and what I do for Apollo. So I just told him, I was like, yeah, it's worth it. And I do this and we do this and he gets this and he takes this and he's like, oh, wow. And I'm like, yeah, this is my son. So it was kind of fun. But then we walked away and I was like browsing the bone broth because it's also been hard to find the bone broth that I get at Apollo, which is called Open Farm. It's just a simple bone broth, but it's usually out at a lot of places. And some stores have stopped even carrying it because they told me it was hard to keep in stock. The company just was always behind on orders, but this place has it. So I picked one of those up, had it in my hands, walked back by the guy's table, and he's like, oh, is that bone broth? I'm like, yeah, I do bone broth for him. And he's like, oh, well, we have a bone broth that we call kombucha because it's a fermented bone broth, but it's low sugar. Obviously doesn't have any alcohol in it, or I mean, it is fermented, so it might have traces, but it's not like a lot. I think we've come over here before and it's a dead end. Yeah, let's go this way. It's a dead end. And I was like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah, it's just got more probiotics in it and stuff than just a regular bone broth. And he's like, it is a little bit pricier than what you buy, but it's good stuff. And he's like, here, let me just do this. And he took one of the containers of it off the shelf. And he's like, let me just give this to you. So he like scribbled out the barcode and wrote like, you know, demo or something or gift on it. I don't know. He's like, here, they just at the register, they won't be able to scan it. I put my name on there. They'll know it's a gift. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. So he sent me away with those. And then I was headed towards the check and he's like, can I take a picture of your dog? He's super cute. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he's like, also let him take this. And he gave me like another thing of like their treats, which were just freeze dried. I think it's like beef liver or something. It's like, take this too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So I walked out of the store with the tracheas, the knuckle bones, Apollo, and I rarely get it for him mainly because I forget and it is a little pricey, but I'm like, it's your birthday, baby. They're called Bonito Flakes, and it's usually meant for cats as like a cat treat, but it's this very thinly shaved tuna. And it's just cured, it's not cooked. Very thinly shaved meat, essentially. It feels like tissue paper. But Apollo loves that sprinkled on top of his food. I just rarely get it for him. So I was like, let me get you this. Then he got all of his treats and bone broth from that guy. And then the whitefish that I'm going to give to everyone at the party. And so we walked out of there with like 3 bags full of stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, Apollo, you really cleaned up. And I was expecting our total to be a lot higher, but I forgot like half of this stuff was gifts. So that was really cool. So yeah, we did that. And now we're out here just cruising. I figure we'll do this for a little bit now that some of the stuff in the car is frozen. So we're not going to be out here for hours, but I figure we could do a couple loops. It's very nice out today. It's in the mid 60s. I had to put sunscreen on my arms rather than just my hands because my shirt sleeves are rolled up because it's nice and warm today. So yeah, you figure he'd come out here and let him play around a little bit, and then he's got his party tomorrow. Yeah, you have your party tomorrow. Hey. So jazzed around water. Okay. Yeah, it's water. Yeah, I get it. It's water. Get in there. Yeah, it's water. I know. It's exciting. He's a little water boy. We need to live near a lake or an ocean. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to take him out swimming again this year. Last year he did such a good job. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. It's Friday. I had the day off. It's my every other Friday off. So we slept in a little bit. I got some laundry done. Hung out. Went and got lunch. And then, yeah, here we are. But yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. You know how things are going for you. So yeah, I got him a cake, like I said, and then tomorrow at 2 is the party. Jeff and Maddie won't be there. They're on a little RVing road trip down to Moab. So they're gone for, I think, 4 days, 5 days, I can't remember. So they're out doing that. So I'll have the house to myself. I think Doug's up with Shay. So I think I have the house to myself this weekend, which will be kind of nice. Come on. Come on. Get in there. Go on. Go on. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Good thing I have a towel in the car, huh? Yeah, good thing we got towels. He's such a sweet little bunny. Yeah, you're a big old 3-year-old now, huh? Yeah, you're 3. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, other than that, work's going good. It's a moderate week, nothing crazy, nothing, wasn't dead, but it wasn't wild. Apollo, I don't know what you're eating, but stop eating that. Yeah, it wasn't dead, but it wasn't crazy. Just kind of middle of the road, which was nice. And, what else? I went and saw Matt last night. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. So I went up to see him, and we just wanted to have a hangout at home or at his place night. At first I was like, maybe we should go to dinner, but he had to work today. And I worked in the office yesterday, and I didn't get off till late. So I had to get all the way home, and I was in the middle of rush hour traffic, get all the way home and still take Apollo for his walk. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be up in Fort Collins until like 7:45, 8 o'clock. And so if we do dinner and then still want to go hang out, I mean, that's going to be a pretty late situation, and you have to work tomorrow. So he was like, okay, well, let's just do like pizza or something. I was like, okay. Apollo is so hyped right now. Okay, I get it. I get it. You love it here. We'll start coming back. He's like, I can eat all these dry grasses. I can play in the water. It's so much fun. So I was like, okay, we'll do pizza and watch a movie and just do like a normal hang. We won't go out, which is fine by me. But there's this pizza place that has been so elusive to me in Fort Collins. It's called Postcard Pizza. And the reason why I'm drawn to it is they do this really good deep dish style pizza, but it's not super heavy deep dish. It's kind of light and airy. I forget what they call it, like maybe Detroit style. I don't know. But they have a place in Golden called Blue Pan that does the same style of pizza. So that's why I know I like it. And they do other stuff, like on some of their pizzas, they'll put a dollop of whipped ricotta cheese on each slice, and oh, it's so good. So I knew the style of pizza, I just had never been to Postcard, and so I really wanted Matt to try it. And so I've been wanting to get it the past couple, few times that we've done pizza, but they're always closed, or because they're only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 nights from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. for 4 hours. And that's it. That's their whole schedule. And I always wondered, like, why is it so limited? Why is it so hard to get a pizza from this place? Hold on just a second. Let's go over here. This way. This way. Because I've checked before on nights that I'm going up to his place and they're either closed or even it could be a day that they are open, but it'll say we're no longer taking online orders. And I'm like, what the heck? And so, how cute, look at the cutie. Stay here. Thank you. Look at the little cutie. Look at the little baby. He's cute, huh? Yeah, it's a cute baby. So I was like, let me check again. Because at this point, I had kind of given up. I was like, let me just check. Lo and behold, I could access the online ordering. I was like, yes. And I did it right as I was leaving Denver. So it takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to get up there, to get up to Fort Collins, especially with traffic and stuff. Up. So I put my order in, and I thought it was going to give me an option of like, here's how long, or not how long it'll take, but B, hi, when are you going to be here to pick it up? They'll be like, what time are you going to be here? So that's what I thought I was going to get. Instead, it was like, your approximate wait time for your pizza is 70 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes is when your pizza will be ready. Because I thought I was going to have to tell them I'm not going to be there till about 7:45, so hold off on making it until that timing lines up. You know how you do with delivery or pickup. No. I'm so glad that I ordered in Denver instead of waiting to get to his place and then be like, okay, let's order pizza. Because we would have been waiting until, almost, oh my gosh, this boy. Hey! Okay! Apollo! Get in there. You're crazy today. What's gotten into you? Are you happy? You happy to be in water? Get it out. Get it all out. Oh, hey. Just freaking jammed himself on a stick. Sir. What is this energy? Hey, no jumping. You're wet. Let's go. Hey. What is this? Let's go. So I'm glad that I ordered it when I did. Otherwise, we've been waiting till like 9 o'clock for a pizza, and they close at 8. So I'm like, yeah, no wonder they close out orders at a certain time, because they're that backlogged, or it takes that long for them to make a pizza. I was like, okay, good timing, I guess. So I get on the road, make it up there, pull up. It's a pizza place inside of a brewery, and their space in there is like the size of a walk-in closet. It's like just enough for whatever they need code-wise to be legal as a food establishment, and then the pizza ovens, and that's it. Like, there's 2 employees trying to crank out pizzas, and they were literally like on top of each other. It was crazy how tiny their little space was. And they've got these giant stacks of deep dish pans, and I'm like, there's just no way that they'd ever be able to make that many pizzas in a day here. It was so small, like one little pizza oven. And so the two employees, I felt so bad for them because it was trivia night at the brewery. The actual brewery area is quite big. They have a lot of tables in there, and it was packed. So I'm sure everybody in there was ordering pizza for trivia night, and there was tons of people coming up, like checking on their order, because I'm sure they're all waiting. You know, you get to the bar, you're like, I'm hungry, let's order a pizza. It's gonna be an 80-minute wait. So there's all these people at the little teeny tiny counter checking on their pizzas. So I finally get my turn to check in, and he's like, what's your name? I was like, Anthony. And he looks it up. He's like, yeah, it's still gonna be like another 12, 15 minutes. I'm like, okay. You know, he's like, and he almost had this, like, once again, they're stressed, and I get it. And they were like younger guys, probably like college age. But he kind of had this attitude of like, don't ask when your pizza's ready if it isn't the time, you know, isn't your pickup time. He's like, your order says that it was going to be ready at 7:30. And I'm like, uh-huh. And then he goes and looks at the clock. He's like, oh, like he almost wanted to like scold me for asking early, but it was already like 7:40. And so he's like, oh, yeah, it'll be like another 12, 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I wrote Matt, and I was like, hey, it's going to be another 15 minutes or so. I'm just going to grab a beer here and hang out and listen to trivia for a bit, and then I'll be over. And he's like, okay. He's like, my gosh, that is like the longest wait for a pizza I've ever heard of. I'm like, yeah, between the 80 minutes cook time and then the extra, 15 minutes, I'm like, it's like over an hour and a half to get a pizza. I'm like, this is wild. So I sat there and I listened to the trivia and had my beer, and I walked back up there like 20 minutes later. I was like, let me give him a couple extra minutes. I see what's going on here, and I get up there, and he's like, your name again? I was like, Anthony. He's like, okay, it's a couple orders away. It's a couple orders away. I'm like, okay. So I stood there. There was no chairs, no available seating. It was packed in there. So I stood next to the order window for like another 15 minutes. So by this point, I had already been there like half an hour. And then finally, my pizza got called up, and I looked, and when I ordered it, I was like, this almost took 2 hours to get a pizza cooked. And from what I could tell, they bake all of their pizza dough, like the deep dish. That's all done ahead of time. And I think that's why they have so many trays, is they spend all morning or whatever just baking the actual crusts. And so when they're doing orders, they're just slapping the sauces and the toppings on it and putting it in the oven to heat up, and then they serve it. So it wasn't even like they had dough that needed to cook as well. So I don't know if they just had that many orders. I feel like I didn't even see that many pizzas come out of there. I just, their operation is so tiny and very slow. So I was just like, part of me almost, like, I'm not really a Yelp reviewer or someone to leave reviews, but I almost wanted to be like, your operation, like, I get it, it's probably really affordable to be in this tiny little space within a brewery, but you need to step it up and expand if you're having people wait nearly 2 hours for a pizza, especially if you're having them wait 30 to 40 minutes on top of what you told them it would be ready by. So it was just a little annoying. Hi. Come here. This way. Hi. So yeah, it was just a little annoying, and I feel so bad for it's not the employee's fault. They were sweating in there. But whoever the owner is, like, you need to make some upgrades or find a bigger space with more capacity, because I can't even say hire more employees. No one else could fit in there. No one else could fit in there. So I'm like, you just need to step it up, or I don't even know. Like, you're too popular apparently for the size that you're in, which is a good thing, but you need to do it, because now I think now it's probably starting to hurt them, because there was a lot of people that were much less patient than I was sitting there. Like, it says on my phone that it'd be ready by this time, and the guy's like, I'm so sorry. And people are just huffing and grunting and groaning because they've been sitting at the bar for an hour and a half waiting for a pizza to be made. And then there's no way, because I didn't get my pizza until after 8, and they close at 8. So they probably have those employees sitting there an hour and a half after close trying to get pizzas done. So I kind of felt bad about that too. Yeah, let's go this way. So yeah, it was just a mess. But I will say that pizza was delicious. So that's another reason why I'm like, I'm not going to write any kind of review. Like, I'm sure they know what their issues are. You know, that's no secret to anyone that place is tough to get into or tough to order from. And if you are lucky enough to place an order, you're going to be waiting a long time. It was very good. Not good enough that I would ever order from there again if it was a Thursday night. Now I know Fridays and Saturdays have to be packed too. I just don't think I'd ever order from there again because it just took too long. Unless I'm like, okay, Matt, I'm going to see you at 7. So I'm going to place this order at 5:30 when I'm still at home. Because it was too much. Or place the order. And I guess maybe we could even meet there and just eat it there. But still place the order like an hour ahead of time. Because it was wild. So, but it was really good. And then we ended up watching. I walked in to Matt's and I set the pizza down and, said hi and whatever. Then we kind of sat down to get ready, and he already had a movie playing. He's like, we don't have to watch this. I just put it on because I had told him that I wanted to see The Monkey, that Stephen King movie that came out based off of a Stephen King short story that I read when I was a kid. That came out, and I told him that I wanted to see it, and then I went and saw it on my own because he was sick. And so he's like, yeah, I just put this on just so I could familiarize myself. I haven't seen a lot of the Stephen King movie adaptations. So I was like, oh, cool. And I look over and it's The Mist. And I was like, it's The Mist. He's like, you know this one? I'm like, yes, I've seen this so many times. I was like, have you ever seen it? He's like, I did a long time ago, but I don't remember anything about it. And I was like, okay, you're gonna like this. It's very cheesy, over the top acting, kind of which a lot of Stephen King stories are kind of like morality plays. So I was like, it's interesting. And the CGI is not that great. And he's like, okay. And so he started watching. He's like, what? Spoiler alerts for those that haven't seen The Mist. There's monsters in this? I'm like, yeah, that's like the whole thing. He's like, I had no idea. It's like, what did you think it was? What do you remember? He's like, I just remember The Mist. And I'm like, okay. So we watched that and ate some pizza and hung out. And then I was just feeling kind of tired. I was already feeling tired after work and taking Apollo out. And so by the time I got there and having to wait all that time for the pizza, I was just kind of beat. And so we ended up just kind of snuggling for a while, and I almost fell asleep. I guess I kind of started to fall asleep, and he was falling asleep too. And I was like, I have to go. He's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I can't just leave Apollo overnight or until, 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I'm like, I gotta go. And he's like, okay, I understand. And I was like, I did talk to Joe, and he said if I ever wanted to stay the night, and he's totally fine letting Apollo out and having Apollo sleep with him if I need it. So that's kind of covered now, so all I have to do is ask. But usually I'll stay there like pretty late, depending on when I left the house. Like there's been nights that I've left his place at like midnight, 1 a.m., just because I want to get back to Apollo. But I was just feeling tired, and I knew if I fall asleep, I'd be there a lot longer than I wanted to. And I didn't set anything up with Joe, so I was like, yeah, I gotta go. So I left there around 10, got home, let Apollo out. We did a quick potty walk, and then went to bed. So yeah, it was a good night, but that pizza like really ate into my time, like an extra half hour, 45 minutes that I was hoping to be at Matt's. Instead, I'm sitting there at the brewery just like, I'm tired, I don't want to wait. But it was good. It wasn't worth it, but it was really good pizza. So anyway, so that was yesterday. And then, yeah, like I said, I went and saw The Monkey. It was good. It's kind of what I expected, because that story is just kind of wild. It's very different from the short story, like the written story. The plot, the characters are the same, but how they're lined up and how it's all set up is very different. And it's not like a super scary, like psychological horror movie or anything like that. It kind of has some jokes in it. It's got a lot of levity in it. It's almost more like a dark comedy. And they really go overboard with the deaths in the movie, just kind of comical as well. So you have to go into it knowing that it's not playing it straight of like a horror movie. I was rarely scared at all the entire movie. In fact, I laughed more than I was spooked. The acting is just played in a very kind of funny way too. I liked it, and I'll definitely see it again once it goes on to streaming. But yeah, it didn't scratch the horror itch for me. I'll just say that. I'm gonna need to go see something else. But yeah. So yeah, other than that, just kind of hanging out, living life. Yeah, I've actually filmed a couple of vlogs since my last one went up that I want to go back and kind of just scrub through them and listen to see if they're ones that I want to post. I don't think I am. I think I'll just include what I was saying in this vlog, because now I've had a few days to kind of think about it and just kind of regroup. So it was one of those times where, and I've done this before, where I talk about something and I'm like, let me just let that vlog sit, because these emotions might be really fresh and I might want to actually like process this more before I just put all that out there. You know, maybe I said something in a certain way that I didn't mean to, or I didn't want it to come off that way, or whatever. So sometimes I'll do that. Most of the time I'm just like, here it is. Here's how I feel. Other times I'm like, it was good to get that off my chest and just kind of have a little therapy session and just speaking out loud. But maybe that'll just live on its own and I'll think about this some more, you know? So, yeah, so that brings us to diamond painting. As far as whips go, or I guess Kitted Up Not Started, I have Bouquet by Ivy Dollamore in Diamond Art Club, which I can say now out loud because we had our announcement videos for video for May Flowers paint along go up. So that's a paint along that Mia and I are doing in May. 1 month, no new start, no finishes are required, no sign up, very casual, no sponsors at this time. We'll see. And the only thing you need to do to participate is just work on a canvas that has a flower or flowers in it of some kind, some form or fashion, and you're in. But again, no sign up. You can share your starts, progress, and any finishes with the hashtag MayFlowers2024 on Instagram or over on Mia's Facebook group if you want to play along, paint along. So that'll be fun. So I have that kitted up ready to go. I used just some spare enhancement drills. I think I made 4 changes, pretty minimal. And where I did make changes, there's not that much of that color. So just some little highlights in the subject's hair, flowers, and in the butterflies. So I did that. Then I have Winter Solace by Abraham Hunter in Diamond Art Club, and Inner Garden by Yume Art in Diamond Art Club, all kitted up, not started. So I have those. Then As far as whips go, everything, well, not everything. My Custom of Apollo from Jaded Gem Shop, Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch and Jaded Gem Shop, Cresting from, nope, I'll leave that one aside, and Cognac Biscuit from Muka and Diamond Painting Shop. All three of those, no progress. Cresting by Iterations Crafts and the Creativity Squirrel, I've gotten, I think, 2 or 3 sections done on that since my last vlog. So it's looking really good, but it's going to be on hold now, and we'll get to why. Then I have Moon Girlfriend from Ivy Dollamore and Diamond Art Club. That one has another, well, I don't even remember where I was on that last vlog. I'll just say that I'm doing the spiral that I've been doing recently, where I start at the bottom left, go across, up, over, down, across, up, over, down, until I get to the center. I'm almost completed the frame. So across, up, over, down, all around the outside. So I don't know where I was last time, but that's how far I am now. I'm maybe like a section away from completing that, and then I'll start on the next spiral in. So that's where I'm at there. But the biggest thing is I got my enhancement drills in from DP with Sparklers for Waterfall in a Jungle. And I kitted both of them up. So I have 2 of those. It's something like 270,000 drills when you add the 2 kits together. And it's like 208 by 140 centimeters worth of diamond painting if you combine the 2 dimensions. It's a lot. It's the biggest kitting up that I've ever done. And then I put the enhancement drills in it. It took me forever. But it's done. And now I've completed doing the same thing, across, up, over, down. I've completed the across, the bottom on both of them. And now I'm coming up the side, bottom to top on both of them. So I'd say that's a fair amount of progress, especially doing it twice. I was worried that this was going to, now it's still early days. I've only done like 1 row on each. I'd say combined I've done maybe 18 sections between the 2 of them. I was really worried that when I finished, because at first I was going to do 1 section of one, 1 section of the other, 1 section of one, 1 section of the other. I tried doing that to start, but it is a pain in the butt to put away and clean up working on one canvas, hang it back up on the wall, and then pull down the next one, especially if I'm like in the groove of diamond painting, to have to stop and switch and then switch and then switch. So it's like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. So now I'm gonna do rows of each one. So I did the whole across the bottom on one, then went back and did the whole bottom of the other one. Then I'll go up the side of one and then up the side of the other. So I'll just do it by rows. That way I can work on like 2 sections, 3 sections a night and not have to constantly swap them, because that was taking some time. Like, all right, put it all away, grab the next one down, and then do it again. I did that like once and I was like, no. It's more, they're big canvases too, so it's kind of a lot of fussing. So, yeah, I thought I was gonna get really annoyed by having to work on the same kit twice or same area twice so quickly. But it's actually not that bad. Especially now that I do rows. By the time I finish a row, at least so far, the colors that I'm ending with are different than the colors that I'll be starting with when I swap it. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I've been sitting with this, 3381 for so long. Please, enough. There's enough color blending and like variance there that I'm not getting annoyed by like doing it all over again. But I say that now, who knows how I'll feel later on. I might be like, oh, now I'm annoyed. So I'm not sure. Walk over here and see if this trail kind of cuts off. Actually, there's a little side trail here that we might try, because we're not quite done chit-chatting yet. We're close to the car now. So yeah, it hasn't felt burdensome yet. I'm actually enjoying it. And I really do like the fact that, come on. I really do like the fact that, I don't know if this is all the time, but I got these kits in 2 different production runs. So one of them had the old Diamond Art Club box and has the perforated canvas, but it's not lined in red or anything. And then the new one I got was in the new box, and that one's lined in red. So I was a little worried that the perforations on the cover paper weren't going to be the same, like aligned the same that they are on the other one. And I wouldn't even expect that between 2 canvases from the same run. I figured they just lay the plastic down, and it doesn't matter where it falls on the canvas. So you might have one very thin row and then it goes back to normal, but they have them lined up exactly the same. It's like to the drill on both canvases. So I know that I'm working on the exact square amount of square centimeter for every section that I am on the other kit, which is kind of nice from a progress perspective. So I know that they're each identical in terms of the amount of progress I'm making on them. So that was really cool. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, I'm really liking it so far. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, because it's a lot. It's going to be it's a huge project. So yeah. So that's everything. As far as buying, I didn't get anything last week. Still waiting on my 2 customs from Jade to get shipped. This week might be a little bit different because I had the kit Filigree B on my wish list to do for my mom. But Diamond Art Club released a new image that has bees on it, and I sent it to her, and I was like, do you like this one? And she was like, yes, love it, that one's fantastic. And I was like, okay, can I do that one for you instead of that other one, Filigree B? She's like, yeah, I think I like this one more. I was like, perfect. So I'm gonna take Filigree B off my wish list. It's no longer something I'll purchase, and I'll get the other one instead and do that for my mom. So I'm getting a kit this week. I haven't decided if I want to add a second kit to hit free shipping or if I just want to pay for the shipping. I haven't decided yet. There is another image that came out recently or is going to be released tomorrow at the time of filming this. That's from Image World, and it's like a ship. And I really, really like it, but that's technically breaking my rule because there's no Ivy Dollamore or Yume art involved in this purchase. It's just, the reason for the season is I'm getting that kit for my mom in place of one that I was planning on buying. But I don't know if I just want to pay for shipping or get the second kit. So we'll see. I'm going to think about it. I have a feeling I'm going to lean towards just getting the other kit, but we'll see. Maybe I'll scold myself at checkout and just pay for the shipping. I might even have points enough for free shipping, and then I might just do that. I don't know. We'll see. But certainly that B kit. So yeah, that's everything as far as purchases and what I'm working on. I have no plans other than Mayflowers upcoming. So yeah, it's just going to be a pretty easy, breezy couple of months, March and April, I'm hoping, where I just get to work on these 2 Waterfall into Jungle kits. That's the plan. I don't really have anything else that I'm trying to sneak in. I feel bad that I'm not continuing to... I don't think Waterfall into Jungle would count for the 8-year-long Asian event. I'll have to ask Adam. I don't think so. So I'm a little bummed that I don't have anything actively going for that event. And I am also bummed that I have yet to participate in the Year with Yume event, even though I'm drowning in Yume art kits, but it's just not, it's not, the stars aren't aligned right now for what I'm wanting to work on. So someday, maybe towards the end of the year, I'll finally be able to participate in that event. And I have Inner Garden kitted up. I could technically just start putting some drills on it to say that I'm participating, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until these waterfall in the jungles are done before I try to make any sort of plans, because they always get churned upside down. So yeah, not trying to plan anything right now. Which way do you want to go? Want to go straight? So yeah, I mean, that's really everything. The thing that I was kind of struggling with, not struggling with, but just wanted to make sure I'm mindful about when talking about it is just kind of going back to, I guess the last vlog or maybe the vlog before that, I was talking about feeling a little burnt out with diamond painting, in terms of I really pushed myself to finish, what was that kit? What was I working on? I pushed myself to finish blank. Oh, Train to Tokyo. Pushed myself to finish Train to Tokyo, and then all that kitting up with the waterfall in the jungles, I was just like, ugh, I need a break from diamond painting. I'm feeling like, like it's a lot. But I'm feeling much better now. I kind of recouped. I did take a couple days off from working on anything. But I think the other thing that is just tossing around in my head a bunch is just the fact that life, and I've mentioned it before, life is just kind of changing, and just kind of like where I'm spending my time and stuff is really just kind of changing up. And so I'm like, okay, well, how does that fit into content creation in the channel? And it's so hard because I don't want to, like, I'm not going to let go of the channel. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but the frequency of even vlogs might, and it already has, even like in the past week, kind of take a little bit of a dip because I'm finding myself spending more time with friends, more time at Matt's, and just doing some other stuff. I'm trying to kick off this health kick in earnest, and that's going to require me doing more walks and hikes and going to the gym instead of diamond painting, or diamond painting for less time because I'm trying to go to the gym, and things are just kind of changing. So I don't think I'm necessarily burnt out on diamond painting. I'm just anymore. I think I'm just kind of trying to reconfigure, like, where do I spend my time? I can't get more every day. And so how's this all going to work? And also, taking the time to edit and upload videos is also fairly time intensive. So it's like I'm also feeling like I'll film a vlog and then I get home and I'm like, I don't want to edit that. I don't want to have to wait for that to process. I just, so it's interesting. It's just like this interesting change of life, and I think that's fine. So I hope you guys are all okay with it. I've mentioned in a vlog that I probably won't put up because I got a little emotional talking about, doing less on the channel or that kind of thing. And I was just like, that's so unfair to subscribers and viewers that have been with me for a long time and are engaging, and even if you just watch, but if you're commenting or just watching, like, I love knowing that I get to keep people company, and it's what I take value in from other people's content. And that's not right to be like, oh, sorry, life's busy now, bye, like, that's not fair. You've built these connections with people, and I don't ever want people to think that I'm being flippant about, taking a break or reining things in, because I do care about you all, and I want you to be happy, and I want to be someone that can be there for you, to keep you company or make you chuckle, make you smile, make you shake your head, whatever. I just to me, it doesn't feel fair to build all that up and then walk away from it, even if it's not completely, you know what I mean? So it's hard to talk about this stuff without feeling like a total ass, you know? And to say like, I really want to invest more time in like the connections and relationships that I'm building right here, face to face, you know, because I don't want that to come off as devaluing the connections I've made with you all, you know? So it's just difficult. It's difficult to talk about it, but I also don't want to be the person that just disappears, you know, without a trace. So I'm like, it's weird. It feels like, I think I said this in the other vlog. I'm like, it feels like I'm trying to like slowly break up with 4,000 people. And it sucks. But yeah, but you know, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling, but I definitely got a lot more emotional in the last vlog. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I need to post that. So I've taken a few days just to kind of process that. And, you know, crafting is fun. It's silly. It's not supposed to, you know, it could be a forever thing, especially YouTube content creation. It could be a forever thing for a lot of people. And I think it will be for me in various capacities through life. You know, as long as the platform's here, I'll be here in some form or fashion, but I think I just need to give myself some grace and in the fact that it's going to be seasons and eras for me where I'm either really engaged, a couple vlogs a week, a bunch of stuff. There might be times where it's like a vlog a month, a vlog every 2 months, or a whole bunch of vlogs in a big bunch because there's a ton I want to share, and then I take another break to go live some more life and then come back, you know? I don't know. But I'm not trying to scare anyone, certainly. And I also am like, I don't want people to listen to this and be like, oh, Anthony's leaving, you know, just jump right to Anthony's leaving YouTube. I'm mad, unsubscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I hope that you stick around for whatever life brings for me next. Because I do want to share as much as I can and as much as I'm able to as it happens. You know, I love doing this. So I'll never let it go, but I'm going to continually be trying to find balance. And having a serious relationship is something that's pretty new to me. At least it's new to me while doing YouTube. And so I'm trying to like figure this out too, you know? And the people that are able to maintain relationships and marriages and having the kiddos while also having a very consistent and bountiful YouTube channel and a lot of content to share, I applaud you, because I'm struggling with finding the time right now to even do what I'm doing now. So hats off to you, but it's tough for me. It's tough for me to come home after a long day, you know, work and Apollo stuff, and then maybe going to Matt's and come home and be like, okay, you really gotta work on getting that video up. And half the time I'm like, I'm going to bed, or I'm gonna diamond paint and then go to bed, because the diamond painting is why I'm here in the first place, and I want to just do the craft, and I don't necessarily want to talk about doing it right now. You know, I just want to do the thing. So yeah, I hope that you understand. Nothing's changing. I mean, nothing major. It just might be a different cadence, but I hope that you'll stick around and turn those notification buttons on. That way, when I do put a video up, you'll be able to see it. And we'll just take it one day. We'll just take it day by day and see how things go. And if there are any like significant changes, then of course I will give you a heads up. I'm not just gonna go AWOL on anybody. I don't like when people do that to me. I mean, I understand why some content creators make that decision, but in a lot of times I'm like, what the heck? Where'd you go? You know? And it's not for me to know, it's personal stuff, but it still feels like, hey, I always looked forward to your videos and now I don't have those anymore. There's so many content creators that I've missed and I currently miss, you know? And so I don't want to do that to anybody. And if I was to do, you know, to take a big long break or an indefinite break or something like that, I would absolutely give you a heads up. So just know that. And if you're ever wondering how things are going, you can always ask. Shoot me an email, send me an Instagram message. I'm not always the quickest to respond, but I will get to it eventually. So yeah, and kind of piggybacking off of that, another thing that I was like, do I even want to talk about it? But whatever. It's my channel, and I'll say what I want to. There was a how do we go about this? Okay, so yeah, I'm just whatever. It's just gonna be straight up. So I had a subscriber, or maybe I still do. I don't know. That I've always kind of not butted heads with, but I always felt like abrased. Is that a word? Abrased by them. Like they always just rubbed up against me the wrong way. How about not all the time. I'd say maybe like 80% of the time, their comments just felt like little digs, like needling. I felt like this person was always kind of needling me, you know? Not 100% of the time, but the majority of the time. Always like a short comment that was kind of cold and indifferent that would just be like, you're doing this wrong. You should be doing this differently. Why aren't you doing this? Why are you doing this? You should, you shouldn't, I don't like, was usually kind of their tone or tenor. And it was never written in a way that was like necessarily constructive or really helpful. It was always like a very short, like, do this instead, don't do this. Do you really want to be doing this? And there was one time where I did say something about it. It was one of my unboxings I did. They had a complaint about me turning on my tea kettle in the middle of an unboxing, in part of thanking one of the shops that sent me a kit for sending me some tea. And I just thought it was like a cute little thing to do. They really didn't like it. And they felt that I was wasting their and everybody's time by stopping the unboxing to turn on the tea kettle. And so I had a response for this person. And hey, drop it, Apollo, drop it. Hey, Apollo, drop it, Apollo, drop it. Hold on, everyone. Sorry, Apollo had a dead mouse in his mouth, so he had to drop it. So yeah, I responded to their comment in one of my vlogs where I do that. And I was just like, hey, chill out, chill out. And so I think they ended up responding like, I forget the situation, but they had commented something like, I learned that to not blah, 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 blah. Like they acknowledged like, shouldn't have done that, or at least acknowledged that they heard me say, stop it, whether or not they felt any kind of way about it or that changed how they approach videos, which I know it didn't, but they acknowledged it. So at least I knew like, hey, you've heard what I had to say and I've heard what you had to say. Seems like we're okay. Let's move on. But this person still continued to kind of have this like abrasive tone and tenor about the content that I put up. So much so that I always thought, like, why does this person watch my videos? They seem to watch to look for things to be mad about, like kind of hate watching the channel. It just always felt weird. And so what I've been doing for quite some time is when I start a responding to your comments video, I'll go through and scroll for a little while and heart and like their comments. Again, probably about 80% of them, maybe more, that had that kind of just like that attitude about them, you know, like this is my critique on this video today, you know, like that's kind of the vibe that they gave. So I would always go through and heart and like them. That way they'd fall off of my list of comments I'm going to respond to. So I didn't have to respond to them as I'm doing those videos. I didn't have to sit there every video and be like, oh, Nancy's here again. Here's what she doesn't like. Let me defend myself before we move on to the positive stuff, you know? And so I always would just move them along so I don't have to respond to them. And I was kind of fine doing that, whatever, you know. It's fine. Not every single comment is going to be sunshine and rainbows, but these were always particularly like curt, short, and dismissive of the content that I put up. I'm just like, no, that's not what we're here to do, you know. Well, they ended up responding to my vlog where I was talking a little bit about some of the masters and just summer plans and how life's changing and I might just want to change things up. And they weren't happy with the fact that I didn't, or at least to their knowledge, wasn't communicating my feelings directly with the co-host that I've had for that event. And I think, you know, I don't have to defend myself, but I talk just, you know, openly on this channel about all sorts of stuff. And I was just talking about my feelings about diamond painting and my summer plans in general. I wasn't trying to say like I will be or won't be, you know, doing this event or anything like that at that moment. I treat this like I'm talking to some friends, you know, and hold on. Hi. Even if someone had listened to that video that is part of that whole, you know, part of the event, I don't think they'd walk away with that like, oh, you know, he's bailing before telling me he's bailing or anything like that. And you know, I love Katie. I think she is an incredible content creator and a wonderful mom and just an amazing person. And I do not know how she does everything that she does, but if I had to list 5 people in my life that I believe to have some sort of secret power or are some kind of superhero, she would fall in that list because she's just amazing. And we have an open communication, and I believe so, and you know, a friendship, crafty friendship that I think goes beyond that those types of little like drumming up drama about something like that would just not play into how we communicate. Like, I think she knows me well enough to know that I'm not out here trying to like, I'm quitting summer with them. I'm not doing summer with the masters this year, and I'm not going to tell, like, there was nothing like that. But regardless, I don't need to explain that because I know my relationship with my crafty pals, and I think they know mine. So it's really not any of your business. And I wouldn't have said what I said if I felt like it would ruffle anybody's feathers or put my crafty friendships or anything like that into jeopardy. Like, I've said it before, if it's words that I'm saying on a video or actions I'm doing on a video, I didn't edit them out because I wanted them to be there, you know? And so it was kind of this exact same thing all over again with the unboxing that this person was kind of calling me out for. Like, do you really need to do this or want to do this. And it's like, oh, no, Nancy, that I totally forgot to cut out that entire 40-minute part of that vlog. My bad. Like, it just got under my skin all over again. And I was like, why do I keep letting this person get under my skin and needle me like this? I've talked about not, even though I am a content creator and I'm putting content up on a public platform, that doesn't mean that I'm open and willing to just take whatever punches or pinches or pokes or slaps someone sends my way. You know, I don't feel like, sometimes a little bit, but it's not just a automatically built into, well, you're on YouTube, you put a video up publicly, so that means if someone has some nasty things to say or a bad attitude, you just gotta suck it all up with the biggest straw you can find. I don't feel like that. I get to pick the straw size. So, I blocked this person. I've never done that before. And essentially what that means is they can still see anything I put up publicly. But this is the part I don't know. I don't know if they can comment or they just don't even have, like, comments are turned off for any of the videos that they watch of mine. But I certainly don't see them anymore. And all of this person's post comments are removed from comments of any previous video, and you don't see them either. So I don't know if it's they know what I did, or they don't know. Any interaction just goes off into the ether. But if it is something that YouTube will notate on your channel, like, hey, this person doesn't let you comment, that is kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to at least bring it up a little bit in case, because I don't want it to be a situation where, like, oh, Anthony blocked me, I can't believe it, and, like, you know, and then suddenly people are talking about me being like the guy that blocks people without me at least saying something, because I don't know what they'll see on their end, you know, if anything. Like, this could also, if they don't see anything and they're just living in the bliss of of their being able to comment and they just go away, like no one ever sees them, then even if I didn't say anything, it wouldn't matter because they're none the wiser. But I don't know if that's how it works. So I kind of wanted to get in front of it a little bit. And I don't know, I don't mind being honest. I've talked about the comments from this person before, like I said, with the unboxing, and I was just kind of like, you know, I go on and on about everyone should be creating spaces that they want to be in on social media, on the internet, and curating those to work for you. And I think this is an opportunity for me to do that for myself. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever do it again. I certainly hope I don't ever feel the need to do it again, but this has like been a persistent pain point for a long time. I don't know, even when I did that unboxing sometime last year, and I'm sure there was comments previous to that I just kind of was like, oh gosh. But it seemed like I wasn't getting through to this person, even though I felt I was very direct the first time of like, hey, no, we're not doing that here. And then for it to happen all over again, I'm just like, you know, I gotta show you the door. I'm sorry, you know? So yeah, I was just kind of tired of it. But anyway, what? Those are geese. Yeah. Or ducks or something. Hey, can you stop? He's like hiding behind me and then like kind of nosing me forward, like, go look at him. Go look for me. I'm like, dude. Anyway, we've been circling the car here for a minute, so I'll let you go. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. That little story there was in and of itself a vlog, and then the like finding balance was its own entire vlog. I was just going on and getting all emotional and blah blah blah. I'm like, now that I'm feeling like everything's settled again in my brain, let's do the vlog now. and save everybody some time. But I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I'm loving life, loving my boy. Can't wait for the birthday party. Things are going well, so it's all water off a goose's back. It's fine. Everything's fine, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog. There'll be more to come. I'll try to film maybe a little bit of Apollo's birthday and include that in a future vlog. So yeah, hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye.